Hey everyone, welcome to Wishing Well BBQ. I'm Dustin Wells, and today we're going to do a smoked bologna. Let's do it. Today I want to show you how I do this super simple smoked bologna recipe. Smoked bologna is really easy, and it holds really well so that you can take it for lunch all throughout the week, and it really makes some killer sandwiches. Let me show you what I'm going to do to get this bologna ready for the smoker. I went to my local grocery store and picked up this 4.5 pound chub of bologna, and I went ahead and got the premium kind instead of the cheap kind because this is made with pork and beef, and I want to show you what we've got to do to get it ready for the smoker. The first thing I want to do is take off this red casing, and I'm going to do that just by getting my knife and sliding right down the middle here. Then I'm just going to peel around it, peel it off. We don't need that. Now what I want to do, now that I've got that casing off, is I just want to score this bologna. It's going to allow for the bologna to open up. It's going to allow for that smoke to penetrate, and it's also going to allow for our binder and our seasoning to get in there. So the way that I score this is using the tip of my knife. I'm just going to start at the top, and I'm going to go all the way down, but I'm going to kind of go at an angle. And I don't want to go too terribly deep. And I'm just going to turn and do this probably every inch or so. Probably going about 1/4 inch deep. And I'm going to do this until I get all the way to where I started. Now I want to turn and go the opposite way. All right, now I've got this scored all the way around this bologna. And hey, let's go ahead and do the top while we're at it. So we're just going to take this. We're going to turn it and go the opposite way. Do the same thing on the bottom side. Go across the other way. And now we've got this bologna scored all the way around. Now to season this bologna, I'm going to start off with a binder, and I'm just going to use some yellow mustard. Get that all around there. I've got this coated in our binder. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of dry rub, and today I'm using my own homemade dry rub, but you can use whatever your favorite barbecue dry rub is. You just want to make sure you get it all on this bologna. You don't have to go too heavy, just enough to get some of that seasoning on there. My homemade dry rub is going to give it a really awesome color. It's going to give it some good flavor. Salty, sweet, a little bit of back heat. That's what I like to go with on my bologna. Now that I've got this bologna all seasoned up, that's really all we've got to do. It's just as simple as that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the smoker. And I've got my Oklahoma Joe set to 250 degrees. And we're going to put it on there for just about 2, maybe 3 hours. We'll check it out and see how it is. We're looking for an internal temperature of about 140 degrees. All right, we have had this bologna on for about an hour, and just take a look. We have been holding steady at about 250 degrees, and right here where we've scored it, you can see that it's already starting to open up a little bit. We still have a little ways to go, so let's come back and check it in another hour. All right, we have had this bologna on for an additional hour, so we've had it on for a total of 2 hours, and just take a look at the color. Man, that rub is really giving it a great color. You can tell that it's really opened up, and our internal temperature is sitting around 120 degrees. So now what I want to do is I want to go inside and make a glaze that I'm going to put on this to finish it off. While I'm here, I want to take a second to show you these bacon wrapped chicken bites. And man, let me tell you something. They look awesome. If you want the recipe for this, just check the description below because you're not going to want to miss this recipe. They are awesome. The glaze that we're going to make for this smoked bologna is super easy. I just want to start out with a half stick of butter, and I've got it cubed up into 4 tablespoon sections. And I also want to use some barbecue sauce. And today I'm using Wishing Well BBQ house barbecue sauce, but you can use whatever your favorite barbecue sauce is. And we're just going to put about a cup worth in this container. I'm just going to give it a quick little stir here. And that's really the only thing that you're going to use for this glaze. So we're going to put it on the smoker and let the butter melt and let the sauce heat up for about 15 or 20 minutes before we put this glaze on the bologna. We have had this bologna on for an additional 30 minutes and check it out. Man, it's looking great. And our sauce is nice and melted and ready to go. So what I'm gonna do is give this a little stir, and it's time to glaze. So we're just gonna drizzle this glaze all over this bologna. Oh yeah, that's gonna give it a good color, some good additional flavor. You can see it's getting down in there where we have scored this meat. Don't forget about the sides here. We got to get that. All right, we have got this bologna glazed. So what I want to do is I want to close down the smoker and let it keep cooking for probably an additional 30 minutes. Then it's going to be time to take this bologna off and eat it. We have had this bologna on for an additional 30 minutes for a total of about 3 hours, and just check that out. It looks absolutely perfect. The internal temperature has reached 140 degrees, and we're ready to take it inside, slice it up, and we're ready to take a bite. We are inside and we've got this bologna and it smells so good. And let me tell you something, I just love making smoked bologna. It is super easy. It doesn't take too terribly long, and it's something that I can really take to work with me throughout the entire week. It makes one heck of a sandwich, and you've got to try this, and I'm ready to actually try it right now. But before we do, let's review what we did to get here. The first thing we did is go to the grocery store and buy a premium chub of bologna. This one was about 4.5 pounds. And the first thing we did was take off that rubber casing. Then we took our knife and we scored the sides, the top, and the bottom of this bologna. We used a little bit of yellow mustard as a binder, and we seasoned it with my barbecue dry rub. Then we put it on the smoker with some cherry wood at 250 degrees for 2.5 hours. Then we made a glaze with our barbecue sauce and our butter, and we glazed this bologna and let it stay on the smoker for an additional 30 minutes. And now here we are 3 hours later, and it's time to dig into this bologna. You know what time it is. I gotta have a bite. So to slice this bologna, I'm just gonna turn it on its side here, and look at that. That looks great. The scoring, when you score this bologna, it just really gives it a fantastic presentation. Now this next part is easy. Now that I've got it laying down, I'm just gonna take my knife and just do some slices. Now you can make them as thick or as thin as you like. I like to go kind of about halfway. Oh yeah, that looks great. Let me get a nice meaty slice here. Check this out. Oh yeah, that's nice and juicy. And it smells so good. Let's get this out of the way here. Get one of these slices. Man, this would go perfect on a sandwich. But I'm gonna take just a little, let me get a little slice here. Oh yeah, this is looking good. Hey, cheers to a good cook. Let's take a bite. That's delicious. That dry rub gives it an excellent flavor on the outside, as well as that glaze gives it a little bit of a sticky texture. You can really taste that smoke all the way through. That cherry wood really did its job. I can't wait to eat this throughout the entire week. That's gonna make a really good sandwich, and if you try this recipe, you're gonna have some fantastic sandwiches or a fantastic dinner all throughout the week. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Hey, last week I did a smoked mac and cheese recipe and it was a hit. I had people messaging me and sending me pictures of the mac and cheese that they made, and it all looked fantastic. So thank you so much to everyone who did that. You can always send me questions and send me pictures of the things that you're cooking. It really means a lot to me, and make sure that you share all that around with your friends. That way we can better build this barbecue community. If you do like what you're seeing on the Wishing Well BBQ channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button below so that you don't miss out on any of the fun. And you can also click on the little bell icon so that you get notified every Friday when we upload a video. Make sure you follow us on all of our socials, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you so much again for watching, and as always, we'll see you next time. I went to my local grocery store and picked up this 4.5 pound chub of bologna. You can't
I can't. You could pick any other word but chub.
Stick.
No.
But it's not a stick.
It's not a stick.
It's not a stick of bologna. It's a chub. That's what it is. It's a chub of bologna. That's what it's called. It even says chub on there. Are you going to be able to contain yourself? No. Oh gosh.
Okay, I'm ready. Go.
No, I'm not ready. You're making me laugh. I know you're going to be behind the camera going...
No, I'm not going to look at you.
Okay. Just stop this and